10. Looks like Sean Nicholson. No, let it go. Oh, Saunders back into the pack. Six sponsors. Donovan's in it. Sean English is in it. Oh my God.
Caution! No way. Or he's gonna dive bomb him. Here he goes. He's gonna try a bomb. All the way to his bumper. Can he shove him? Can't do it. Taylor.
Bump and run! Oh, he's done this before!
Bump and run, the 61 to the inside. Can he make it work? He's got it.
Inside he's he slided! Oh, Burrows is around! Oh, the wrecking right in front of him, that's Mogren.
Jones is a great run on the high side.
Drive off the corner and...
They're gonna be side by side. This is gonna be a photo finish 3 wide out the wire. And that's the stripe. It's gonna be Ruggles! Oh my God, what a finish! iSCAR is in. We're up and away. Green flag.
61, Dominic Howell.
Oh, he gets hooked! Oh my God! Hard into the wall! Huge track on the start finish line. Who comes out on top?
Dallas Mahan wins.
Dallas Mahan wins it! What? Make quick work of that number 9 of Eric Andrews. Andrews washes up the racetrack. Oh, let's go! Oh no! Oh! They're gonna be wrecking! That's the big one! Oh my God! Connor's involved! They're still wrecking! We welcome you live for the Michigan 150 iSCAR Peter Getty Graphics Design Series at Michigan International Speedway. 75 laps going to be logged in for tonight. Should be a fun one from start to finish as we get ourselves set up for this green flag. Apologies about starting the broadcast late. We're going to step to the side real quick, play the national anthem, then dive deep into how this race is going to play out. We welcome you here back live for the Michigan event. We're gonna have to retype in our information here in just a moment because ATVO just crashed on me. So we're trying to get everything back and running real quick. But currently, qualifying is a green right now. I'll have to retype in track facts and stuff. But yeah, I think Dewey said 8 corners, 50 on straightaways. Is that right?
Hi.
Yeah, I forgot here. Dewey is here. Say hi, Dewey.
I am in fact commentating. He's left me out so far, but
yeah, sorry.
have no fear. I am here.
But yeah, is this right? Is this correct? 18.
The front stretch would be 12, not 15.
Oh, not 12. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
there you go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, again, I'll have to retype in all this, all the information because ATVO just took a pooper on me. So just give it a moment and be right back here momentarily. But yeah, currently qualifying going on right now. Well, Rooney is topping the charts at number 2. Might drag in a guest commentator here soon. Drag in one of our good pals, just for a couple of laps and stuff. So maybe he could go ahead and call off a green or something like that. But yeah, get ourselves set up. Glad you could do this in for this 75 lap event. Now since I got race analysis down, this is how the race is gonna go. 75 laps, 150 miles. Hit window should be every 17 to, not 17 to 15 laps. 17, that's stupid. 17 to 21 laps. So we should have at least a 2 or 3 stop race. I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
Pretty consistent lap times as well. The whole field's within about 9/10 of each other. And if you look at the top of the board, there's a surprise name at the top. Jack DeAndre in the 028 currently sitting on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely.
Did not expect that, but good to see him have a surprise little qualifying run here.
Yeah, definitely. Jack DeAndre didn't have a great show up at the Roval. Got wrecked out multiple times. I mean, not wrecked out multiple times, but you got involved in multiple incidents. But you did finish as solidly as you can. Let me go ahead and get all this point shenanigans typed in before I start continue here for tonight. But yeah, this is the final round of the regular season, and now since qualifying's ended itself off, we'll go ahead and go over the starting grid right in front of your screen. So yeah, congratulations, Jack D'Andrea, logging himself to the top of the board. Very surprising name. We never see him run toward the front. Congratulations to him. Right alongside of him, Ryan Kendrick in the 65.
Row number 2 gives us perennial contender Aaron Mulrooney, and to his outside the Brit, Harry Grindle.
Gosh, ATV was freezing. Row number 3 is going to be Dylan Basin and Nick Miller in the number 9. Miller picked up a series win for.
Row number 4 gives us Glenn Bunger in the 98, who won the Cup Series race at Talladega, and to his outside, the 24 of Noah Allison.
Row number 5 going to be Keaton Jones and Dominic Howe. Howe, I think his last win came actually at this track, Street Stock Series or something like that. But yeah, it's been a while since Howe's been in victory lane. Keaton, already an iSCAR winner this season. Excuse me. Rest of the orders can be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver, and hopefully he wins it here for tonight. Yeah.
Methinks we need some weather forecasting.
Yeah, I was going to pull that up right after. But yeah, I think 21 drivers, so somebody registered in late. Get yourselves set up for the green flag. Dewey, go over the weather.
Meteorologist Dewey Schramm with your Michigan race day forecast. Our current temperature in Brooklyn, not that Brooklyn, is 80 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Pretty dry air out there, humidity just 1%. Winds are coming out of the southwest at about 7, now 8 miles per hour, and 9. It's going up on me. Oh my goodness. It's exponentially increasing. Pretty, Ooh, okay. The track temperature is actually pretty warm, clocking in at 102 degrees. So, unlike the last couple races this weekend, the track temperature is much higher than the air temperature. So, we'll have to see how much of a difference that makes here tonight. But either way, we have perfect race day conditions, and we're just about ready for the drop of the green flag. Back to you, Ezeckiel.
Thank you, Dewey. Yeah, there we go. I just typed in everybody's name in for tonight's event. As I said, yeah, surprising turnout for that 028. Jack D'Andrea starting himself on the pole. It should be fun to see how that machine will perform. I've not really prepared for tonight. I still have to reload paint schemes and stuff like that. Apologies about that, but we'll go ahead and pull up points here just momentarily, because I do not have points pulled in right now. But
Shameful.
yeah, that's what happens when ATVO wants to poop its pants. What can you do? 42, 1, 7. There's one person in particular that we're gonna watch that we need to notify about, and that's Eric Heater in the number 11. Fortunately for Heater, he's not gonna be able to make the chase, so he's even though he's in the top 13, he elected for chase opt, and he won't be competing for the championship for all 3 series. Getting set for the green flag. The pace car is in, and we're green here at Michigan.
Jack D'Andrea with a good start here as he will come up to block that outside, and I'm sure he'll dive down here into 1. A little bit of side-by-side.
Oh, got a wreck!
That was Oh, Noah Allison hard in the outside wall. And that will bring out a very, very early caution here. Even earlier than the Cup race today.
Yeah, that was bad.
Well, unlike Daniel Suarez, Noah Allison took a big hit to the outside wall. Not sure which way is the worst way to start off your day, but neither are good. And looks like Dominic Howe just got into him, and Dominic might have some front-end damage from that as well.
Yeah, it looks like they were looking 3 wide. It was Dominic. I think he was trying to squeeze the middle, or he either got tight or something like that, but it was Sheen who got under him, and Dominic was looking under the 24 as well, but looks, unfortunately...
Yeah, see Jake Sylvia in the 116 got into the back of Dominic as well, so...
Yeah.
We'll have to see if he got any damage from that, too.
Fortunately for that 24, no Allison, that damage seems to be severe on the back end. I don't think he's going to be competitive for the rest of the race with a 75-lap event, but we'll see yet again what happens. We'll see the contact in the corner.
He'll need some DuPont Tyvek wrap on that car.
Oh, you see contact there right after.
Well, that was Sylvia getting into Dominic Howe.
Right.
And they just ran into each other before. I don't know if there was any intent there or not, but questionable indeed.
Now we'll work back down to pace car speed, and this will give us a bit of this will give us room to see how points are going to turn out here for tonight. Again, final race of the regular season. Daniel Falkiem is not shown up for the from the last, I don't know, 5-6 races, but you see him right in front of your screen. Daniel Falkiem leading points, obviously secure on in. You see that number in P10, that's Eric Heater with a hashtag mark right next to his name. Unfortunate for him, he is opting out of the chase, so that means Dominic Howe is considered in, but Ryan Kwan can get in by passing.
Did Kwan show up?
I think he
I don't
did.
know. Also, because Austin Johnson is also not here tonight, Daniel Falkingham, therefore, will win the regular season championship. So congratulations to that 39 team.
Oh, I don't know. Keaton Jones might be opting out as well.
I know he opted out of trucks, right?
Yeah, he opted out of trucks, but
I don't know if he... I don't know. Because if Keaton opts out as well, then Kwan is also in. Despite being shown in 15th.
I'll have to go ahead
We
and
shall
ask
see.
him.
There's also a big gap between Kwan and the next driver below him. So even if Kwan is in 13th, he's got some wiggle room. I forget who the name below him was, but... Looks like Keaton has only opted out of trucks, so Keaton is in. So it's down to Ryan Kwan and Dominic Howe for that final chase spot, and they're just three points apart.
Right.
So definitely a battle to watch out for here
I don't even
tonight.
know if Kwan is even in the server.
Yeah, I don't know if he is. I didn't see him at all.
Yeah, he didn't. Didn't make.
Well, in that case, it's not a battle. That's too bad, because that would have been a good battle to see tonight, but oh well.
Maybe William Schmidt get enough points. You see that number 79 right in front of Schmidt. He sits behind Kwan, but I think it's too far off. He's going to have to gain a lot of points, like lead laps, get the win.
And Dominic will have to finish in the back as well. With a 19-point gap and about 21 cars here, Dominic will pretty much have to finish in last place. And
Right.
William will probably have to win for that to happen. Not out of the question, but...
Yeah, Dominic's already been involved in a wreck.
Yeah.
We'll see, but as we get ourselves set up for the green flag, working off the first caution of the night. On lap number 1, pace car going to scoot itself down onto pit road. Noah Allison in the 24. Even though he wrecked, he's still on the racetrack. Let's go back racing at Michigan as work here coming to the front straightaway. Pace car is in, and they head to the Geico restart zone. The green flag drops, and we're up and away as Deandra hits the throttle. The trucks are their way to turns number 1 and 2. Cleanly this time. Now to ride off. You see how many cars get tight right off the corner trying to Get
I
this.
think one or two of them just brushed the wall.
Right. Al for the
Here
lead.
comes Mulrooney.
And deep to the inside, and DeAndrea holding the high side very nicely as they head through the corner.
Dylan Basin up there in the 26. Narrowly missed out on the Truck Series chase, but still showing up looking for more victories tonight, so Basin definitely one to watch out for as this race progresses on.
Yeah, definitely. They worked themselves into 1 and 2, and that inside line prevailing just a slight. They worked got her up off the corner. That's Nick Miller, the number 9. Just trying to find a ways around. As you see right there, that's DeAndrea gonna get split or 3 wide. Just momentarily, he got real tight. He flung it to the inside right up off the corner. I don't know, tagged the wall or something like that, but there he goes. He's trying to fight back on the low side. Can't make something off of that. They're looking 4 wide. Keaton Jones, 4 wide for second.
On the apron. Whoa!
Oh, Keaton's in the grass.
Cut off Basin. Yeah. Ryan Kendrick has lost a couple spots on the restart. He restarted second, and looks like he's back down to about 6th or 7th now. So that 65 is going in the wrong direction right now, but hopefully he can right that ship and make his way back up towards the front again.
We're still 3 wide. We're around Keaton at number 77 as he got flung into the grass as there were 4 wide on the front straightaway. I don't think the spotter, everybody's spotter called it 3 wide, and Keaton, unfortunately, the victim of circumstances, he got shoved all the way to the grass, unknowing that there were 4 wide.
Check out Liam Sheen up into the top 5. Up to 4th now with all that commotion, so quietly a good run for that 34 car so far tonight.
Works himself into 1 and 2. 4 that Dewey mentioned about. And looking around that 3rd place car, Jack DeAndrea, he's sluggish off the corner, and Liam's going to take the momentum to the inside and try to pass the 3.
Thus he will, and Sheen has the preferred line in the 3, so it looks like this pass will be successful out of turn number 4. Put Liam Sheen up into 3rd. Here comes DeAndrea looking high now.
Yeah, DeAndrea trying to get back at him to work to the high side. Got a nose in there, but these corners are just so wide. You have to shove it in there as hard as you can, and DeAndrea actually pulling up alongside that number 34, Liam Sheen. Nice move by that 028. Pull up alongside that 34 as you see a car on the wall right behind. That's Harry Grindle.
As 2 of the peak performance cars, I believe those are the peak performance cars,
Yeah.
will go around that 002. So hopefully that doesn't hinder him too much, but Grindle definitely noticeably slower after making that contact.
Everybody's sort of jammed behind Jack DeAndrea. There's a big, I don't want to say a big gag behind at 028, but definitely a noticeable line of cars right behind Liam Sheen, Brian Kendrick, Dylan Basin in that line.
Car around in the back, I think. Oh, no, they saved it. Pretty sure there was contact into turn number 1.
We'll go ahead and see what happened and get a replay of it as they work themselves through the corner. This is around where Gabe Allen, the number 14, was, and you see right there, yeah, the 14 to Gabe Allen.
Nice save.
Definitely a nice save by that number 96 of Brandon Sampson. They keep themselves straight, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to be happy about that contact, especially.
A little bit of bump drafting going on between that 96 and the 30 coming into turn number 1 as Dominic House trying to regain those spots he lost from what I assume was an EOL penalty after that contact with no Allison.
They're scrambling all sorts of places in the back. They find some real estate to go ahead and race around it. Nick Miller, number 2, actually. Look at this, the 34 and 028, still going at it. The more they run side by side, the more yellow momentum, and we have a caution as Joe Berger. Yeah, his engine's blown. We'll see what happened to him as he headed himself into turns number 3, and looks like
he came up in front of Gabe Allen and then ooh.
Yeah, that's a hard hit to the outside wall. Gabe was trying to look under, though.
Almost had it saved, but couldn't quite. And that will more than likely end Joe Birdie's night.
Yeah, I'll probably be the first DNF of the day, fortunately, as he works some stuff back straight away. I'm pretty sure he's going to pull up alongside the 14 to Gabe Allen. Here he comes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely a lot of displeasure being displayed right there. Bergie unhappy with that 14 to Gabe Allen, and Gabe sort of veering away.
Couple of cars staying out here. The Mulrooney, Sheen, and I think that's DeAndre that also stayed out on the racetrack.
Yeah, a bit of a split strategy as they work themselves down on the pit road. First time tonight, and apologies about the camera shenanigans, but...
You ever wanted to see what the underside of the track looks like? So it looks like pretty much the entire field came in besides that top three.
Yeah, they ran a handful amount of laps on the racetrack. I'm very surprised they stayed themselves out on the racetrack rather than coming in. You still have to pit at least a couple more times with fuel as well, so you might as well hit pit road. And lessen the amount of chance you have to hit pit road, but pit road is about, what you call it? Pit stops are every 17 to 21 by the looks of it, so I think they're just going to wait out for the next caution. But if we do get another green flag run, they're going to be in big trouble.
So Nick Miller was the first car off of pit road, so he will line up fourth for this restart. Still pretty early on in the race, as we're hitting lap 14 here, so two pretty early cautions. Spread up the field a little bit, so... And it looks like we're going to go green this time, so we're going to go green with about 61 laps to go. Still long.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we still have, I think, about 62, 63, yep, 62 laps remaining in this 150-mile event. Interested to see how new tires are going to line up against people who did not come down on the pit road. So, Liam Sheen, Mulrooney, Jack DeAndrea, probably going to get ran over in the restart in the long run, but I'm interested on how cold tires will line up with these older tires.
Mulrooney's got, I think, the strongest car in the field so far, though. If he's able to hold off any of these guys. We saw in the Cup Series race at Las Vegas today, Joey Logano, when someone else stayed out on the final restart, and then even with everybody else having new tires, Logano was able to hold it. We'll have to see how this pans out and if it's anything close to there.
Interesting thing to note, that number 2 of Aaron Mulrooney, he did elect the I side for the restart, so that means Liam Sheen will have to be stuck on the bottom side to get a run into 1 and 2, but Mulrooney electing the high side to go ahead and get an arc into 1 and 2. Very, my opinion, very, very nice call to put yourself up high. Pace car's in.
There goes Mulrooney on the gas, and we are back green here, and
Whoa!
DeAndrea did not get going at all.
That's going to be...
Hopefully nobody runs into him. I don't know what just happened there. Looks like he's getting going now, but that was weird. Hopefully nobody got a black flag from that either.
There's going to be a ton of black flags.
That was bizarre. As DeAndre just fell all the way out of the top 10 from that.
I have to...
The corner.
Was Basin the only person to get a black flag?
I think so.
Alright, yeah. looks like Basin was the only person to get a black flag, and he'll keep his 4th place position. Of course, a big tire spin right there by Jack DeAndrea. Unfortunately for him, he falls all the way back into 14th place. See contact there. Dominic Howell gets shoved up the racetrack, but DeAndrea obviously staying out. Definitely not the call.
Looks like Dominic Howell kept it off the wall, but he's definitely going to lose some spots on the track as a result of that.
Here comes Miller in the 9. Of course, 4 tires on that machine. He works himself to the backside of that number 34, Liam Sheen. Side by side as he work into the front straightaway. Sheen got to run off the corner, but going to shove the 9 to the apron and try to disrupt his momentum.
How about that 95 of Jackson Hartman in his 2nd ever iSCAR start? Unfortunately wrecked out of the truck race the other night, but he currently finds himself up in the top 10. So good run for that 95 so far. Just his 2nd start here ever. And car in the wall. Oh, I jinxed him. Oh my god.
There was actually 2 cars in the wall. One of them was Jake Sylvia. He's slow on the racetrack.
I'm sorry, Jackson.
Well, the other one, unfortunately, the 95 of Jackson Hartman. Hartman sort of floating around. Probably be the lowest place. But yeah, you see positions dropping. He started all the way in 13th place. And,
I am way too good at commentator jinxes. It's uncomfortable. I am uncomfortably good at it.
Nick Miller in the number 9 machine. Gonna attempt. Work to the backside of that number 2, but side by side right behind.
Yeah, Liam Sheen, who stayed out on the restart, under fire from that 26 of Dylan Basin. As Basin looks to crack the top 3, and Ryan Kendrick in the 65 looks to make a run here as well. So that 34, by staying out, looks like it wasn't a call for him or DeAndrea, as Sheen is slowly dropping spots towards the back half of the top 10.
Yeah, it looks like the only person who really is staying consistent with his older tires is that number 2 of Aaron Mulrooney. You see the lap difference there with where Miller is running versus where Mulrooney was running. Only about 4/10 of a difference, but you see right there, Miller with cleaner traffic now. He's definitely making up a lot of time to that number 2 of Mulrooney. Pretty sure there's going to be a bigger difference here this time as Miller works himself to the start-finish line, and you can see right there, yeah, a whole mile-per-hour difference between that number 9 and number 2.
Miller might be at Mulrooney's bumper by the time we get into turn 3. Miller's got I think we'll get a big run out of turn 2 here. And here he comes.
Working himself down low as they go, so I think side by side. Miller gonna shove his nose into turn number 3, trying to get a good arc in. Oh, contact! Oh!
And wow. That'll slow them both down though. Dylan Basin in the 26, and we have another car around. That's the 77 to keep.
Oh! Oh, he's on his roof.
Up and over. And that was Jack DeAndrea in the 28 that got into him. Another car around. Gabe Allen involved in that.
Wow.
95 of Hartman. Yikes.
Has to be one of the biggest hits I've seen in iSCAR in a while, and Keaton got clocked into 3. And we'll see what happened to that number 77 as he worked themselves into 1 and 2, and you see right there, oh, big contact there as Liam Sheen got it.
And everybody else missed him except for that 028.
Oh.
Whoa. That was Gabe Allen that I think got it, missed him like that. Huge hit for Keaton, and that will for sure end his night.
Damn.
Oh, one of the proximity cars net coated right through him. I think that was
Dominic Howell. Damn.
Yeah, he net coated right through him, but Keaton flipped over from him. That was bizarre. That'll end Jack DeAndrea's night as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of what happened as, again, the 34, Liam Sheen, got into him. See the contact right there, and Sheen washes into that number 77. Man.
I'm sure Gabe Allen and Jackson Hartman will be able to continue, but they'll have damage that'll most likely hinder their races. But unlike Keaton and Jack, at least they'll be able to soldier on. as under that caution, Jake Sylvia in the 116 also disconnected from the race. So we lost 3 cars in that incident. There you see Jack in the first pit stall, our pole sitter for tonight, junked.
Luckily for Keaton, being third in points obviously gives you a giant cushion over that 13th spot of where Hunter Johnson sits. Well, it should be Dominic Cal, but Johnson, he didn't even show, so maybe Hunter is in a bit of trouble right now. We'll have to see on Role B if Dominic logs in a solid finish, or maybe a person right behind like William Schmidt.
Dominic's in because Eric opted out.
Right.
But still, Hunter has a 6-point cushion on Dominic right now, so even if Dominic were to, I'm assuming Dominic will pass Hunter in points, but that means William Schmidt will have to make up 25 points.
Yeah, with only 21 cars on the racetrack, it's just...
And with 3 of them already out of the race, I think Hunter is pretty much locked in at this point.
Right. But you don't know if Hunter opted out because, again, it's been a while since he's started. So we'll have to go ahead and ask him and see. Confirm with every single driver. Much like that, but yeah. That was a very eventful caution. Go ahead and reset the field yet again and have a couple of drivers working themselves inside the top 2. Got a couple of drivers who were electing out with 2 tires. One of them, the number 9, Nick Miller, he elected with 2 tires, but the car alongside of him, that 57, of Corey H. Hartz, he too elected with 4 tires. He's going to be starting second.
So Nick Miller will lead the field here to the green. Corey H. Hart's in at 57. We haven't talked about him at all today. We'll restart second. Base in third, Mulrooney fourth, and Ryan Kendrick will round out your top 5. And Nick Miller steps on it, and we're back green here at Michigan.
Green flag, green flag.
More tire spin as one peak performance car slipped up. That's the 54, Grayson Trexler. He gets himself back up and away now. Up at the 79 on William Schmidt. I was just talking about him, how he needed a solid finish to maybe boot himself ahead of that number 30 at Dominic Howe. He's running currently in 6th. Big battle right behind as 57 for H. Hartz working the high side of the racetrack. That's a 2 Mulrooney. Nowhere to go. Kendrick washing up the racetrack. Near contact between the two. That was close, right up off the corner.
I think they did make some contact, but luckily nothing bad resulted from it.
Keep each other straight. Working to 1 and 2. And with Hartz running the higher side of the racetrack, usually in Michigan, you're not running right up against that white line. You're running toward that 2nd and 3rd groove to get a bigger arc and have more momentum throughout the corner. Michigan is progressively banked, so the lower you are on the racetrack, the flatter it is. And you see right there, that's a perfect example of how momentum plays around the corners. The 65 at Kendrick ran the 2nd lane, while the 57 at Corey H. Hartz ran the bottom side of the racetrack. That 65 got a run off the corner and is nosing ahead of that 57, but you also have to keep in mind the 57 is on 2 tires as well, so Dominic Howe trying to sneak up on that number 65 of Ryan Kendrick and maybe take advantage here. No, that's not Dominic Howe, that's the 2 of Mulrooney.
It's a proximity car. You had like 1 out of...
Yeah.
Snazzy paint scheme though, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Splash and Go Graphics makes some really, really solid paint schemes. Go check them out if you have the chance.
Is that Cosman who made that?
I think so.
Look at Schmidt up on the high side. He's flying through. He's going to work himself to the inside. Crossover move on the 57, breaking tires. And he's going to work himself most likely into the top 5. Also got a near battle for the lead. We pan back up front. Miller with 2 tires. You see Basin there. He took 4. Basin started all the way in 5th place. Now changed up 3 positions, sitting in 2nd. Looking strong here for this run.
He's gaining on that 9 as well. That gap was about 6/10, and now it's down to under 4. So that 26 definitely has a stronger car right now. Look for this to potentially be a side-by-side battle, not in the next couple laps.
Yeah, but again, Basin elected with 4 tires, Miller elected with 2, so 4 tires playing well. That number 26, Dylan Basin, will definitely play better for him in the longer run. But if there were to be another caution, that's definitely what the 26 didn't need. But he'll have the track position coming onto pit road. You see the big gag right behind them. This running around 8th place. About a 5-car battle here between the 98. 002, 34, 30, and the 96 of Brandon Sampson.
Yeah, this is 8th to 12th, and thundered in the wall.
Oh, there goes the 98!
Oh, he's going to come up the track. Hopefully he doesn't hit anybody. And he doesn't come up the track, keeps it in the grass, but regardless, the caution will fly. Just shy of, almost at the halfway mark, about 8 more laps till we get there, but a couple of those will now be under pace, so.
Yeah, on down the backstretch, Lundgren, I don't know, that was fairly weird. Not gonna call out on Dominic because Lundgren looks like he turned down the racetrack as contact was happening right there.
I'm surprised he didn't come back up the track, because in a wreck like that, they usually fly through the grass, but
yeah, definitely.
Len was able to fortunately keep it down there and didn't potentially come up into anybody.
Might have gotten hooked to the outside wall, and that sort of upset his car. I think that was a 34 Liam Sheen. Not intentional, though, because Lundgren was just trying to squeeze up to the high side. You see the contact right there. And of course, the 98 goes around, unfortunately, because of it. So, looked to be a racing deal. The 98 just wasn't clear. Pit road's open.
Lot of takers. Looks like pretty much the entire field's coming in for this one. We'll have to see, as you see Jack Danger still getting some required repairs, but we'll have to see if anybody takes 2 and who takes 4 is. You mentioned Nick taking 4 on the last 3 starts, or 2 on the last 3 starts, so maybe he'll take the other 2 now. Ryan Kendrick beats everybody. Miller will come off second. Looks like
Matthew Klein elects with 2 tires as well.
Looks like Mulrooney came out 3rd, William Schmidt 4th. So Schmidt gained a couple spots there. So that's 65 of Ryan Kendrick. Interesting strategy call. Puts himself up into the lead for the restart.
Kendrick, probably the most consistent driver in iSCAR right now. Kendrick has made all, he's made about, I think he made all 3 chases this season. He made the truck chase, he made the cup chase by points, he was a point leader. Here he is, he's sitting 4th in points as of right now with 202 points, so.
The model of consistency.
Yeah, it's playing off for the 65. Do what you're reckoning, by the way.
I'm what?
Going just a slight.
Oh.
happened to Gregson?
Looks like he turned Snyder on purpose.
Oh,
Might have.
Christ.
He turned Snyder, but I don't know if it was intentional or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about 36, 35 laps to go. Ryan Sieg was in second when the caution came out. Cindric was leading.
Jeez.
So, getting down to the closing stages of that race.
Yeah, only about, again, we're near the
40,
halfway point.
almost halfway, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, if there's anything big in the Xfinity race, I guess I'll, if anyone's interested, I'll give a shout for it. Interesting note, Briscoe, Cindric, and Sieg all took 4 tires, but Briscoe beat the other 2 off of pit road. Solid pit stop for them. If anyone remembers NASCAR 06, they must have had that Mr. Clean pit crew. There's a throwback. So Noah Allison, despite being in that hard crash on lap 1, will restart in 8th. So we'll have to see if he maintains the pace or if he'll immediately fall off on the restart. But interesting to see him back up there after that wreck he had. And I think that was Corey H. Hart's potentially trying to fake some people out.
Yeah, so we had multiple people elect with 2 tires. People who elected with 2. There in front of your screen. Ryan Kendrick was one of them. Matthew Klein, the other person. And not Harry Crandall, but Noah Allison. The other Allison, of course. Not even missing. He's missing a rear end, so that whole inside line is going to check out most likely as we green flag. I'm laughing. I'm dead.
What have you discovered here? Well,
Nothing.
I don't know what you've discovered, but what I've discovered,
Green flag,
that
green flag.
green at Michigan, and that Ryan Kendrick got a really good restart.
They're 3 wide back there. They're sort of squeezing in and around.
Yeah, it looks
34,
like
Liam Sheen is roaming himself around. You see contact there. He's in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like Noah Allison's really off pace, so he's already fallen out of the top 10. That 24 probably out there just hoping for some attrition in the field and potentially gain some more spots, but as Matthew Klein goes really high into turn 3.
They looked 4 wide around them.
Oh, a big block by,
Wow.
I think that was Dominic Howell on Basin. You see that rear end damage that Dominic has. I think that was picked up on the lap 1 incident when Jake Sylvia ran into him.
For the lead. Mulrooney and Kendrick side by side to the front straightaway. It's only 3 cars to settle it out for that top spot. Nick Miller in the number 9 machine also in tow. Going to be watching this battle as they work into turn number 1. Mulrooney shoves it to the low side. Push that car on entry. He's gonna get maybe a bit tight off the corner, but still side by side. The number 9 Miller is just sort of trying to find a hole. Where he wants to go. Maybe he might take it 3 wide in the corner.
I think Mulrooney might get that 65 out of 4, but that outside does get a run. So Kendrick might be able to hold it up there into turn number 1. We'll have to see. The draft from Nick Miller will definitely help him do that.
Rooney use that low lane to go ahead and shoot up ahead of that 65, but opens up the door as Mulrooney washed up the track right up off the corner, side by side yet again. You see a contact right behind. This is around where Liam Sheen is in the 34. He's getting swamped by the 54 Truxler. You see Basin following in tow, and that's the 30 of Dominic Cow. He gets a bit tight. There's a big gaggle of cars. If they're 2x2 off the corner.
Corey H. Hart's keeping steady in 4th as Mulrooney lost some ground there. Here comes Miller to the low side of Kendrick for the lead. I'm not sure what happened to Mulrooney that he lost that time, but definitely not out of it yet, though. He's already gaining it back. Just a temporary setback for that, too.
Now, we'll see what happened. We'll get a bit of a replay as they work themselves through the corner. Looks like the two, Mulrooney, maybe a bit of contact as they work themselves into the corner. Oh, you see it right there. I think Mulrooney was trying to... He was expecting the 65 to be lower into the corner and just doored him on entry. Unfortunately, Mulrooney slips back into 3rd. But yeah, you were talking about Corey H. Hart in that number 57 machine. And being chased down by that 26, Dylan Basin.
Looks like Basin will be able to complete this pass, or at least start to complete it, out of turn number 2. Not quite. Hart's has a good run out of the corner, so this will be a side-by-side battle into turn number 3. And Hart's his teammate Grayson Trexler right back there in 6th. So peak performance team with a pretty solid run going on today. 2 of their cars in the top 10. As we have just hit the halfway point in today's race as well. So just about, looks like 36 laps to go.
Look at this battle.
Almost 3 wide.
Yeah, Mulrooney's trying to split the gap, and of course an eye for an eye. Mulrooney wants to get back at Ryan Kendrick, but Nick Miller playing spoiler. With all these, this front pack. Oh, what a block by the 9. Mulrooney trying to slide back in line.
Here he comes. Mulrooney's gonna stick the nose into turn 3.
They left him a lot of room to run the low side of the racetrack. It's going to allow Mulrooney to go ahead and pull, but Kendrick the one to watch. He's the car not side by side, but he could totally go ahead and set himself up for a 3 wide pass as he watches this top 2 duke it out.
If anyone remembers the truck race from here, I think 4 years ago now, Timothy Peters and I don't remember who the other truck was were battling side by side, and Brett Moffitt took him 3 wide on the high side on the final lap and passed both of them for the win. So we'll have to see if any of that happens tonight, but what a finish that would be if it does.
Yeah, definitely. And this just tells you how tight the competition is for the lead. There's 3 cars to settle it out right now. Kendrick, Miller, and Mulrooney just about all on the same speed. So all 3 of these drivers know what they're doing. How about the 26 of Dylan Basin? Actually the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He's working to the back side of this top 3. Maybe this top 3 is worn off their tires just a slight.
Yeah, once he got by that 57 of Corey H. Hart, he's in much cleaner area. So looks like his car is performing much better than it was before, and there might be some contact right here.
Whoa!
There definitely was contact. Mulrooney gets sent way up the hill, and here comes Kendrick to retake 2nd place. So a lot of position swapping between these top 3, and look who's not that far back now. That 26 is charging.
Yeah, man. Mulrooney not making friends with his top 2. Of course, the contact 5 to 6 laps prior with the 65 as he got booted up the racetrack. Now Miller making contact in turn number 3. Or number 4.
though, there was also contact between Mulrooney and Nick Miller in the Cup race last night at the Roval. So perhaps still some displeasure over that incident. I'm not sure if that was caught on broadcast, but it was... Oh, and Miller's in the wall.
Wow. Oh, three wide.
Now they're 3 wide. That's what Dylan Basin wants to see because he's going to be able to gain on these 3 now that they're all side by side.
This is Mulrooney's chance to go back at the 65, and oh, so close. And you see the 2 is not wanting to run that lower lane of the racetrack. The 65 and Kendrick trying to use up as much low side, as much track as he can before running over that number 2. But man, lots of great racing with past, I guess, 10 or so laps with this, with the top 3. Now it's going to be a top 4 race with Dylan Basin coming into the mix as well. And you see there, Miller got real tight, Basin to the low side.
I think Miller's 2-tire strategy might be playing against him now. I think his tires might be... Then
he took 4 last time because remember he pitted back
did he?
in. Yeah, it's
That's right, okay.
Kendrick who took 2.
Either way, Nick Miller not going in the right direction right now.
Yeah.
But those top 2 have gapped themselves a little bit as Miller is the odd man out in that top 3. So we'll have to see what Basin can do in terms of mixing it up with these top 2 and see if he's got anything.
Maybe Kendrick can go ahead and back in.
And Miller's in the wall again.
Yikes, yeah.
I think something might be up with his car. That's now the second time in 3 laps he's tagged the wall out of 4.
Yeah, now his tires are just wearing out for him. And the person who is probably best at, the person who's conserved his tires the best is fastest car on the racetrack. Right there. That is definitely not correct. But no way he's going 800. He was blinking in and out. That's why he's...
He really saved his tires then.
Yeah, holy crap.
Well, he might have gone 884 miles per hour at some point because he's right up on that bumper of the 65 now.
Yeah, Kendrick, again, he elected with 2 tires last time by. Gonna hinder the process of that number 26. Bill and Basin, though, they worked themselves into turn number 1. Just a matter of how that 26 is gonna pass. And now work to the back side of that number 2. And, Nick Miller gonna hit pit road.
And this is interesting because Miller's not going to be able to make it on fuel despite being now. With a 17 to 21, there's 28 to go, so with a fuel window of 17 to 21, he'll have to come in again for...
Right. Basin makes the pass on Kendrick. Honestly, if I were Kendrick, I'd hit pit road. I mean, I'd stay out as long as I can because you know you're the fastest car on the racetrack until Mulrooney or Kendrick hit pit road.
There's Sheen in.
Yeah, Liam Sheen in the 34.
I think he's the only one in.
Yeah, currently the only one in.
Yeah, but the more Basin and Kendrick battle, the more Mulrooney can pull. As Miller is back up with those, but Miller's now a lap down, so... Miller does have the freshest tires, so he might be able to unlap himself on track, but...
Yeah, the earlier you pit, the more track time you get to go ahead and pull forward.
Depending on when everybody else pits, this could give Nick the lead, depending on when these other guys are down.
Yeah, that's right.
But
despite
that, he'll still have to come down again.
Right. But, again, you said he pitted 17 laps into his run, and he could stretch it all the way to around 21, 22. If these drivers do stretch it out, that's like at least a 5-6 lap difference.
Yeah, and 5 or 6 laps will be how short Nick ends up being on fuel.
But again, everybody's gonna have to pit at least once, and here comes Mulrooney, and he's gonna go Kendrick. Kendrick closing the gap. Whoa!
Hopefully that's not a penalty. He came in hot.
Yeah.
But despite this, if a caution comes out, these two will probably be able to make it on fuel. But if this goes green all the way, it'll be really close to these guys.
Right.
We'll have to see when Basin comes in, but Nick Miller now on the lead lap, as he is in front of the leader.
Yeah, with Miller short pitting, he's going to gain some times on the people who's currently staying out on the racetrack, like the 65 and
Basin's
the
coming
2.
in.
Now Basin's going to hit pit road. Lots some stuff on in. That is
Oh, he came
definitely
really
that's
hot.
speeding. Yeah, that's speeding.
That's going to be a penalty. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So this will give, I think Dominic Howard's in as well in the 30.
57.
Hart's
yeah.
is in.
Multiple people hitting pit
Brindle's
road.
in.
That's Samson in the 96.
So that'll give Howe the lead for now.
Matthew Klein.
It's interesting that all these guys are coming in now. They're all going to be short. If this goes green all the way, they're all going to be a couple laps short. So this is really interesting. Unless they can save a little bit and stretch it out farther than the fuel window indicated.
Right, it's only 17 to 21. The Dominic Howe is working on his 20th lap being logged right now, but if he stretches it past at least maybe 20 past that 21 to go mark, he could make it all the way, or can he save 3 laps of fuel under the next run? We'll have to see. William Schmidt saying himself out on the racetrack, and he's working on his 21st lap being logged. So he's stretching the run all the way, but I don't know. He's probably going to hit pit road this time by, but if he pits now, he's going to have to save at least 3 laps of fuel to make it on just this one lone stop.
Yeah, if he does stay out now, this will be a good indicator of how many laps you could potentially save it out, and scratch that as he's now coming in, but...
Right.
So this will give the lead, I think, to the 98 of Glenn Bundren, provided he also does not come down this time. And he does.
24 of Noah Allison, the next car to hit pit road, and nobody in his way as he heads himself on in. And that'll shuffle the lead. Most likely that number 2, Aaron Mulrooney. And you see the gap there with Miller, with short pitting just a slight. He gained up a bit of time at that number 2, Mulrooney. And but of course, Miller with older tires, he had to be ahead of that number 2 to have a chance at that top spot, but unfortunately, just nothing.
The way this worked out now, though, Nick Miller also has 3 lap older tires than Mulrooney does, so
yeah, and
if Miller already used up his stuff, that might be it. So it almost worked for the 9. He got up to second, or will presumably be in second once these 3 cars make their way around the track again. But again, Miller will most likely have to pit one more time.
Here comes Kendrick in the 65, and he's going to work back to the backside of that number 9. Miller just going to go ahead and let by that number 65, of course. No, not really a chance to get out with a lead, especially with older tires and leader. So yeah, that's just what you call it, product of short pitting. Of course, you make up time during that during the times the leaders staying themselves out has obviously hit pit road already. But of course, once everybody does come in, you're on the oldest tires out of the whole field, so it doesn't help your case in the long run, but maybe in the short run. Maybe in the short run, in shorter runs it can help him, but you still have so many laps remaining. Now we're coming up on 20 to go this time by.
So we'll have to see how this all plays out with when everybody did come in, and if any of them can stretch it out enough to the end. But a caution I would think would be beneficial to most everybody in the top 10 is they all pit. You see Matthew Klein also came in 6 laps ago, so the 79 and the 98 have the most fuel out of anybody in the top 10.
Right.
So this will be interesting, because with 20 to go, that'll put them at 22 laps on a single tank, which is 1 over the window, so we shall see.
Yeah. The gap between Mulrooney and
I think that's Basin right there in front of him. I'm assuming Basin might have had to serve a penalty.
Yeah.
So, assuming Mulrooney gets by him, that'll put Basin in the first car a lap down. So if caution does come out, Basin will be in the lucky dog position.
Yeah. Predicted it right. He did get a speeding penalty, fortunately, but yeah. So Bundren and Schmidt, both of these drivers have to pit at least. I mean, they maybe can't stretch it from this point forward, but where Schmidt is running, he's 14 seconds behind that number 2, Mulrooney. So I don't know, if you don't want to conserve too much fuel, that if in the case of if Mulrooney comes down on the pit road, he'll beat him off. He'll beat Schmidt off a pit road. So if Schmidt can just manage as much as he can while being fast, maybe he has a chance. But we'll have to see as we're coming down to closing time here shortly.
You see that gap on the ticker between Bundren and Klein, about 14 seconds. So I think Klein, Allison, and Basin are the next cars up to potentially be lapped.
I think Bundren's saving fuel.
Oh yeah, he definitely looks slower than the leaders. He very well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's saving fuel. So Bundren is the only person who could play the fuel strategy. I don't think Schmidt knows that Bundren's saving fuel. But yeah, he shut off the engine, saving that fuel. The question is, can Bundren save enough? What he doesn't need is caution.
I don't think. Pretty much everybody in the top 10 except for William and Glenn will probably need a caution.
The closest battle is around here for this.
I mean, if a caution comes out, I would expect pretty much the entire field to come down to pit road.
Right.
Pop off, but then if a caution does come out, it also brings up an interesting strategy of if anybody will take 2 or 4 tires, or maybe someone really goes for it.
Kendrick comes in.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a slash and go for him. Just a couple of gallons. No, he takes right sides. Wow, I'm genuinely surprised. That might have screwed him. Oh no, just right sides and off he goes.
We'll have to see. That's a really interesting call. Maybe you see Klein go around him on the outside, still soldiering on in the top 10. And there's your leader, Mulrooney. He has put Dylan Basin a lap down now. So Matthew Klein is the next car up to be lapped.
So, honestly, if I were Miller, if you see that 65 hit pit road, obviously the 65 of Kendrick has a more safer strategy because the 9 of Miller did short pit. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the 9 hit pit road. Here it comes.
And Corey H.
Hart's.
Oh! Whoa!
Oh, what a save! He woed his
Tokyo
car.
drifted that. Wow.
Man, he woed his car down in time. Hit pit road, and now a couple more drivers.
Hart's might have to take tires now after doing that.
Yeah, might have flat spotted them.
And here comes Miller. We'll have to see if he takes any tires or if this is splash and go for him as well.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to splash and go. Oh, no, right sides for Miller.
So Hart's will actually beat Miller off pit road.
Yeah. And you see the gap between that 57 of Corey H. Hart's and Nick Miller. I'm surprised. I'd expect Miller to just take fuel only, but no, it's going to be a splash and go just for Corey Hartz, and Hartz is going to be in front of that number 9 machine. Definitely gapped him.
For anybody curious, Chase Briscoe just won the Xfinity race.
Cool.
So congrats
Rooney
to him.
hits pit road. 2 tires for him.
A lot of right sides and yeah, a lot of right sides.
Oh,
being
he took
taken.
lefts.
Oh, he's taking 4.
He took lefts. That means Kendrick, his 2-tire call, is gonna put him forward of that number 2, and there's the gap. Yeah, there he goes by. Wow. Was that incidental? Was that accidental or what? Because every time you pit, iRacing automatically selects 4 tires. Maybe he didn't configure it right to just go ahead and come on for 2. And now Kendrick is in front of that number 2 of Mulrooney, and you see the gap, man. We got all sorts of tire strategies being pulled out. And there's the man we're watching for.
And if you look up at the leaderboard, that 79 of Williams is now at the top of it.
Right, he's
So
trying to
now we'll
stretch
have
it.
to see if William can stretch this out all the way. And you see the 98 of Bundren, we saw him saving early.
Yeah, here. Schmidt, I think he was saving fuel. I think he was turning off the engine as well, but you see the gap between Schmidt and Bundren. That's a solid 30. That's
Oh, 14 seconds.
Yeah, 14 seconds between those two. The 002, Terry Grindle does hit pit road. He's in and out now. And I have to wait for the leaderboard to shuffle. I mean, to go through as they get themselves set. But another person who's saving fuel as well, that's number 54, Grayson Truxler. He's what you call it? He pitted 14 laps ago compared to William and Bundren, who pitted 13 laps ago. He has to save another lap of fuel. So rather than saving 3 laps of fuel for William and Bundren, he has to save at least 4. So it's going to be even more hectic for that 54 to save fuel. But he has a lot of time ahead of that number 30. I mean, not 38, but 98 of Glenn Bundren. But he also has to manage as well, because the 65 of Kendrick is coming. He has to manage, I think, a 4-second gap over that 65 of Ryan Kendrick. If Bundren passes, if Kendrick passes Bundren, it's over. That fuel saving is out the door. He won't pick up the win. But Bundren, again, he has to manage his gaps. Keep as steady as, save as much fuel as he can while managing that gap between the 65. So.
I think Grindle might have hit because he's down to 8th now.
Yeah, he did. Well, only for him.
So Williams got just under 9 seconds on that 54 Trexler. And so I think the top 3 are all saving. But you see the interval between Bundren and Kendrick is under 2 seconds.
Schmidt's saving. He turned off the whole engine through the whole corner that time.
Wow. And he gained on Trexler too. I think Trexler might have done the same.
Again, he's saving fuel, but you have a 17-second gap over that 65, and yeah,
Kendrick's
Bundren just got
100.
passed.
I think Basin still trapped the lap down. So that's not for position, but
And
yeah, I
Bundren got
think
passed.
Bundren's still saving. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
if
he's
he
still
just.
saving.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bundren just books it and pits next time by.
Right.
Now that he's been passed.
I don't think he realized there's a 65 of Kendrick already pitted. Oh man, Kendrick dead sideways off the corner.
Basin too. They both got loose. Basin right behind him, I think, also might have scraped the wall there.
See the differential leader, William Schmidt, at number 79, versus that 65 of Ryan Kendrick. Schmidt, boy, it's gonna be close.
And for Trexler.
Definitely. I'd say at least 2 seconds. You have to give up at least 2 seconds per lap. That'll be about 12 seconds ahead of Ryan Kendrick. 12 seconds that would be lost. Stay 2 seconds. For it to be 2 seconds ahead, that number 65, but I don't know. It's gonna be close.
Just 5 laps to go. And he's gaining on Trexler. His gap's gone from about 9 seconds now to 12. But you also see that interval of Kendrick down to 13. Kendrick is gaining on Trexler, and he's gaining fast.
Right.
I don't know which peak performance car that is. I don't know if that's Hart's they're going around or if that's Trexler.
5. Hartman.
Yeah.
Who's neither.
I think Trexler is the next car on track. He is. So it looks like Kendrick's going to get by Trexler on this lap.
Trexler has to hit the throttle and manage that gap between 65. Of course, the 65 taking 2 tires. He's got to go ahead and pass this, past the 54.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
So Ryan Kendrick will have 4 laps to make up about 11 seconds on track. So that would be about 2.5 seconds per lap. And here comes Kendrick.
Man.
Trexler might have blocked him a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Here comes Basin, not for position, but whoa! And they both keep it straight as
Wow.
Basin exited stage left onto the apron briefly right there. But so Ryan Kendrick clean into second place now. So the only thing between him and a win is a fuel-saving William Schmidt, and he's got just 3 laps to get to him.
Basin again, he's given that 65 a headache. 3 laps.
Yellow.
Still yellow!
Oh no! Oh my goodness.
That is not what William needed.
Oh. And that's the 95 of Jackson Hartman.
Wow.
Who has spoiled William Schmidt's. I think Schmidt might have been able to make it to the end.
Yeah, he had a solid 10
think he
seconds.
had it. We'll have to see why we are under caution. Oh, Mulrooney got into him.
Wow.
So Mulrooney just helped himself by doing that. If he doesn't get an EOL. Yeah, just got right into him, and around that 95 went. Poor William. I like I said, I think William was going to make it to the end and potentially made it on fuel. So if William pits, that'll put that 65 to the lead. And we'll have to see if Mulrooney gets an EOL penalty.
Now Hartman. Man. 2. Just got into him in the middle of the corner. Of course, Mulrooney has to do what he can to pick up as much time. He just ran over the 95 doing it.
I wonder if I think Schmidt might be coming in.
You have to come in.
Oh, Kendrick's coming in as well.
Yeah, honestly, with 13...
And there's Basin getting the wave around.
William doesn't have to worry for Kendrick just to slap on 2 tires, because he slapped on 2 last time. So, Mulrooney stays himself out in the racetrack, but I don't think he realizes he's going to have to serve an EOL. But Schmidt, I guess, is sort of a lifesaver for him. He's going to slap on 4.
So now it'll be interesting to see if anybody stays out and tries to gamble without taking fuel or tires. Because if Mulrooney gets penalized, I'm not even...
Schmidt comes out. That's 4 tires for him. Kendrick. I think Schmidt might be the leader. Oh, it's going to be close off of pit road. Yes, he will.
Trucks were 3rd off of pit road. Trucks are not out of it either. So who stayed out?
It was Mulrooney, but again...
Matthew Klein stayed out. Klein stayed out, but I'm not sure if he was on the lead lap or...
Yeah, he's getting wave around. Or he's getting the... free pass.
So Mulrooney, I think, will have to go to the back. So
yeah, and now it's played in William Schmidt's favor. Yeah, and of course, I think this thing just either way it just played out to his favor because of course William, there he is, 16th place. He has to gain as much points over Ryan Kwan to get in that chase bubble because again,
it's over Dominic, not
over Dominic. Excuse me.
And with cars out of the race, I don't know if he can. He has led laps, though. So
Right, this will be his first laps being logged.
Yeah, he'll get a bonus for leading. I don't think he'll be able to get most laps, but I think Mulrooney might be getting that, but
Right.
at least one bonus point so far.
Man.
And so I think Mulrooney's gone to the back now. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah.
So Dylan Basin, unfortunately, who won't be able to have fresh tires since he did get the wave around.
Right.
He is back on the lead lap now after being hit with that speeding penalty earlier on. I think Basin would have had a really good shot to win this race had he not gotten that penalty.
Yeah.
Because his strategy was a good one.
Well, everybody has 4 tires. It's just going to be a shootout, a 2-lap shootout to decide this one. And the person who's in the best spot is maybe the 65 of Ryan Kendrick. Because Kendrick has been fast all day.
The advantage that Schmidt has, though, is being the control car on the restart, so he can gun it whenever he wants to.
Right.
So it looks like Grayson Trexler, who was on the same strategy that Schmidt was, end up restarting behind that 79 in third. Glenn Bundren, who was also saving a restart, somehow ended up being benefited from that caution.
How about Glenn? Yeah.
Nick Miller will restart 5th. Don't count that 9 car out yet either.
Right, but man, that's such a. Even though this is a high-speed track, it's such a slow-paced race. Honestly, if that makes any sense. The difference.
Yeah, there goes Kleiner on the track. So we're gonna go green this time. Honestly, I would say anybody in this top 5 has a shot at winning the race.
Definitely.
I mean, you never know. That 002 of Harry Grindle, he got 2nd at Mid-Ohio last week. You never know what that 002 might be able to do. It's not really over for anybody. I mean, Mulrooney is restarting 12th, but crazier things have happened.
It's all going to matter on how that 79 of William Schmidt's going to time out the restart. If Schmidt can time it out well to get himself ahead of that number 65 of Kendrick, I think he's going to have a shot. But again, Kendrick has been fast all race long. Glenn Bundren in 4th place. He was on the same strategy as Schmidt. But here we go, getting ourselves set up. William Schmidt, Ryan Kendrick, Grayson Trexler, Glenn Bundren, Nick Miller, Harry Grindle, Brandon Sampson, Corey H. Hartz, Dominic Howell, Dylan Basin. Round out the top 10. The pace car slides itself on the pit road. The field in the hands of that number 79 of William Schmidt. He hits the throttle. We're back up in the way. Bit of tire spin right there. Is
Miller coming down on the inside.
You can't make the pass under.
Bundren up on the outside.
You can't make the pass before the start-finish line under a car, so Miller had to wait out.
They're still 3 wide.
Oh, Miller's sideways.
And did he save that? Uh-oh, there he goes.
Oh!
Wow.
Well, he's gonna. Wow.
Kept it off the wall, but all of his track position just went out the window, unfortunately. Kendrick is there, though.
How are you gonna pass that 79
Here he
Schmidt?
comes.
Here he comes.
The white flag is out at Michigan for William
Yellow.
Schmidt and Ryan Kendrick. Oh, caution!
Dylan Basin.
Yeah, he was on older tires. So that's... We'll see if he just lost it or if he had some help.
30, Dominic Howell.
Oh, yeah. He definitely got some help. Saved it the first time and couldn't save it the second time.
Ooh, that's a 2 Mulrooney.
Oh, Noah Allison just missed him. So we'll line it up and we'll do it again. And I think Schmidt was leading when the caution came out. I think he was just ahead of Kendrick.
Yeah, just by at least like a splitter. And I mean, that's what Schmidt needed, because if they were to reach the white flag, Schmidt would have he would have been passed on the white entering 1. So maybe relearn.
Yeah.
Relearn of what you took off of that restart.
I would expect Basin and Miller to come down pit road here.
The drivers head pit road.
I think Klein is in, Miller is in. Yep, I called both of those. And then there's Klein as well. So 3 takers here. All 3 of them really unsurprising.
Yeah, Klein took the wave around last time by. He's going to have fresh tires for the restart now, but... Oh boy, green-white checker, 2 out of 3. What can Schmidt do different, rather than the previous restart? That's Jackson Hartman in the 95 who's going to take the wave around. William, he went a bit early. Maybe Kendrick is going to predict on where Schmidt is going to hit the throttle based off of that restart, but that was a great restart by William to go ahead and clear that 65 entering the corner. What Schmidt needs to do, he needs to take off what he, how his car held up in 1 and 2, and in 3 and 4, and apply it to the next restart so Kendrick won't catch you like last time. Alright, so we're on our 6th caution. Racetrack. For now, just joining us live, Michigan 150, iSCAR Peter Kenny Graphics Design Series. Reyes up in the booth alongside with Dewey Schramm.
Yo.
Yeah, yo. Getting set to go green-white checkered yet again. I think this is a second attempt. We gotta go over green-white checkered rules.
I think it's the first attempt, right?
No,
oh, no,
second.
it's the second. Yeah, I can't count.
So, iRacing green-white checkers. 2-lap shootout. A cautioning on the opening lap results in another attempt. Once the leader takes the white flag, next flag will end the race. Attempts vary for each series. The NASCAR iRacing series, they run 3, usually fixed series races. They only they run 1. NFRL, they run 2. Here in iSCAR, it's 3. I know in ISRC, I think it's unlimited, as well as loose lug nuts, also unlimited there. So we get ourselves set up for the green flag. Oh boy, coming down to crunch time. Well, I mean, it's been crunch time, but
William Schmidt got a gift for that last caution because Ryan Kendrick was on his inside and Ryan Kendrick was going to pass him into turn number 1. So we'll have to see if that 79 plays it differently this time and see if he can potentially hold on this redo. So Glenn Bundren actually got by Trexler on track, so Bundren will now be 3rd. The Cup Series winner at Dega, trying to add to his trophy collection today.
William Schmidt, 79. It's been a while since he's been in victory lane. Last time he was in victory lane, it happened at Talladega in the Super Speedway Series. He picked the checkered flag there. The 79, yeah, that was the last time he won. The last time he won on the regular weekly NASCAR series was in Iowa in the Xfinity series last season. Ryan Kendrick in the 65, it's a different story for him. Obviously a rookie in the series, that 65 at Kendrick. Looking for his first Xfinity series win. Only has one lone iSCAR win, but is super consistent. He's looking for his second. Picked up his first at Daytona in the Truck Series. Glenn Bundren, Cup Series winner at Talladega. Looking for his second iSCAR win as well. And Grayson Truxler in the 54. The only person in this, actually one of the only two people in this top 5 yet to score an iSCAR victory. Pace car is in. Schmidt hits the throttle. We're back up and away. A lot of cars.
Grindle did not get going at all. They're going to be 4 wide across the line.
Oh, that might be a black flag for the 26. A Basin as he passed the.
Here comes Bundren underneath Kendrick.
Yeah, since they're side by side for second place, this is going to allow William Schmidt to go ahead and pull away, just for the time being.
Wide. This can be tight out of turn 2.
Wow. Oh, the wrecking.
Oh, there goes Sampson. And we hit the opening, or just in front of the opening. Kendrick's there.
It's gonna run lower.
Contact.
Basin that's a wreck. Whoa!
Oh my goodness! Basin up and over.
Wow.
And that'll be our 3rd green-white checkered attempt, and that's the 2nd flip of the day.
Man, he got nailed. Worked himself into 3, and looks like
Mulrooney again.
Oh yeah.
Oh man! Somebody hit him. I don't know who that was. Somebody clocked him though. And that'll be a rough end to his day.
And another saving caution for that 79 of William Schmidt. See him himself into the corner and
that was Nick Miller that got him.
And on board of that number 9, Miller, as he went up into the corner.
We'll have to see if Grindle got any damage right there as Basin came across his nose. He might have neck coated right.
I don't know really how to call that because Mulrooney.
But you'll see here, Basin ended up going right across Grindle's nose. So hopefully Grindle didn't get any damage from that.
When he stuck a nose in there, he definitely had space up at the high side. I mean, on the low side, make something happen.
I think Mulrooney might have come up a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed to be a racing deal. I mean, honestly.
I think right here you'll see Mulrooney entered.
I don't know if Basin was scared because the 57 was coming down.
What a huge hit that was. He just stopped.
Because Basin was, I mean, Hartz was coming down.
Yeah, I think Hartz might have pinched Basin down a little bit. That's probably a racing deal. So that will not affect Mulrooney's on-track position in that case, so he'll be able to keep his sixth place spot. So unlike the last incident, he will not be penalized for that. Dylan Basin, however, he's done for the day. He finally got his lap back and had a shot at it, only to end up on his lid.
Man.
So the top four remain unchanged for this upcoming restart. Schmidt, Kendrick, Bundren, and Trex are still in that order. Corey H. Hart's now in 5th. Mulrooney in 6th. Grindle will be 7th. Dominic Howe in 8th. Nick Miller, who I think net-coated right through Dylan Basin and didn't receive any damage, will be 9th. And Noah Allison in the 24, who got his rear end destroyed in that lap 1 incident, somehow still finds himself in the top 10 on the 3rd green-white checkered. So that 24 is soldiered on into a pretty decent finish today, as with only 12 cars in the lead lap. You can only lose 2 spots if he does lose them. So ended up being not that bad of a day for that 24, but I'm sure still not the day he was looking for.
There's a tear on if Mulroney did cause the incident or not, but honestly, it looked like a racing incident to me. Even though Mulroney shot himself to the low side, Dylan did throw a block on the backstretch. But I don't know how to call that one, and of course,
I believe the next flag ends the race now that we're on the third attempt. So I think if a caution comes out even on the first lap, that still ends it.
yeah. So it's going to be whoever is the leader for the restart. I mean, who's the leader when the caution comes out?
Yeah, well, I'm just not sure if they freeze the field or if it'll be a race.
They freeze the field. Here we
so
go.
The advantage is definitely on the 79 then, because jump here.
Schmidt goes. Wow, he went early.
Green's out. Green
that
flag,
might have won
flag.
it for him, but I would wait to say that though.
I'm not sure if he passed the pace car before the restart went, but Bundren he worked himself to the low side, or at least tried to. I don't know if it's going to be a black flag for Schmidt.
The whole field's pretty much single file at it too. Not a lot of passing.
All right, this is where Kendrick would get a huge run down into turn 3
there he
and
goes.
4.
Trucks are going for third on, or that's Hart's going for third on Bundren.
Whoa, he sailed it in there.
Kendrick's blinking a little bit. He's there though.
Oh!
We got a big run out of turn 4.
Schmidt throws the block though. He's still clear.
White flag for real this time at almost at Richmond. Jesus, at Michigan.
Here comes Kendrick.
Here he comes. Trucks are looking for fourth under Bundren. Bundren's going the wrong way.
Oh, Kendrick, man, he drove it low. Schmidt's still clear. That's at least 2 car lengths between Schmidt and the 65. It comes down to one last corner. Can Kendrick sail it into turn number 3 in time to catch the 79? Yeah, trying to build up a run.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Isn't it enough, though?
Out of turn 4. Kendrick might be able to go low. Schmidt throws the block, and that's going to do it. William Schmidt. Wait a minute. Oh, no, he got it. William Schmidt will take the win here at Michigan. He did it.
Man.
And for the first time since Iowa in last season's Xfinity Series, William Schmidt finds himself in victory lane.
Man, that was crazy coming down to the start-finish line. He veered up the track, of course, trying to make it, exciting there at the end. But, man, William Schmidt, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised. He's going to be stoked in the victory lane because it's been a while since that 79 has been on in. My goodness.
You see the field giving him celebratory bumps there as they go by him.
Wow.
That is a very popular win.
Yeah. Definitely.
As we can go ahead and take a look here at the full race results.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that final lap though, because
that was a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Schmidt.
There were a lot of moves in the back as well. Those two peak performance cars and Bungeon were really going at it that whole last lap as well.
I think what won Schmidt the race is keeping him clear off of turn 4, because Kendrick's strongest point was in 3 and 4 and sailed it a bit higher. Schmidt ran the lower side. He ran a defensive line in 1 and 2. I mean, in 3 and 4. Unfortunately, on the front stretch, he can't really nose in. And William, all he had to do was block that 65, and Schmidt comes home a winner.
About time.
Yeah, what a great race. Full results can be shown in front of your screen. Look at the gap between the top two. Great charts coming in 3rd place. How about that?
Yeah, Glenn Bunger ended up rounding out himself in 4th. Hart's teammate Grayson Trexler ends up 5th. Harry Grindle 6th. Solid run for him. Nick Miller 7th. Probably disappointed with that finish, though. He was contending for the lead for a lot of this race. How about Noah Allison? I mentioned a few minutes lap 1 wreck and ended up surviving to get 8th. So Matthew Klein, another surprising top 10. Good for him. And Brandon Sampson, who we saw almost wreck on that second green-white checkered attempt, ends up 10th.
Dominic Howe going to round out on the lead lap in 11th. Everybody, Mulrooney, Basin, Jackson Hartman, Liam Sheen, Kerner, Allen, Keaton Jones, Jake Sylvia, Jack DeAndre, and Joe Burgee. All DNF from the race. I mean, some of the DNF.
I wonder if Mulrooney just parked it.
I'll have to find out. But yeah, Michigan
Actually,
150.
Mulrooney left the league, actually.
Oh.
And it looks like he's left the server, so yeah, I think he did park it then.
Got that. Michigan 150 iSCAR Peter Granny Graphic Design Series. We'll be right back right after this, doing the top 3, and as well as our final chasers coming in here after this round. 1. And we're back here live at Michigan International Speedway. Obviously a long race from start to finish, but up front, William Schmidt in the number 79. We'll go ahead and drag him into the booth. Not only for William Schmidt, he did not only did he pick up the win at number 79, he's going to be one of the 13 chasers coming on to the opening round and next week. So that's very exciting for that 79, and we'll go ahead and drag him to the booth. William, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, William, not only did you win up, you had to perform here tonight to put yourself in position for that next week into the chase, and not only did you perform here tonight, you picked up the win, and you're the 13th chaser coming into next week,
Hell
man.
Yeah.
William, congratulations, man. You started in 20th place, and things were looking a bit interesting there on that those final few laps, because that fuel window was getting small and such, and that caution played out and it hit a huge reset button. But before we get into those final laps, how are you looking there on fuel?
Man, if the caution wouldn't have come out, I maybe would have ran out in turn 3. It was cutting it pretty close. Yeah, I had about, when the caution came out, I had about exactly a gallon left. So yeah, pretty close.
All right, yeah, 10-4, man, and obviously those final laps, once that big reset button happened, everybody hit pit road, took on 4 tires, and luckily for you, with Mulrooney having a penalty there on that on the green white checkered attempt, you came out as the leader, and Kendrick was putting all sorts of pressure on you there during that final run, during those final 2 laps, Schmidt. There was 3 attempts here. You had to work yourself around, but there was a couple of those attempts that were used, and Kendrick got under him. I mean, got under you. How'd you learn to adapt and hold him off there for that final attempt?
Well, over the course of the green white checkers, I learned I could throw him off by restarts if I just went like really quick. That could give a bit of a distance between him and I, and man, then eventually just after that, it was just me trying to race for dear life, block like hell, and just do whatever I need to end up winning.
Right, man. I know you weren't the fastest car on the racetrack. It was either Kendrick, Miller, or Mulrooney duking out there in the top 3. But luckily for you, that caution came out at the right time, and you came out as the leader, and all you had to do was just hit the throttle. But Kendrick, again, he was putting the pressure there, especially during that final lap off of turn number 3.
Yeah.
And luckily for you, it's been a while since you've been in victory lane. Of course, your first win ever since Iowa, or ever since the Super Speedway Series. Of course, your first win in the Xfinity Series ever since Iowa, man. It has to be a popular one, as everybody was celebrating with you.
Yeah, I mean, I probably got like congratulatory bumps from like maybe like 10 different guys. There was a lot of people out there. I thought a lot of people ended up wrecking out, but I guess not.
Up, and you took it to victory lane, man. Congratulations, William. Before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank you for tonight?
Always. I'd like to thank Motorsport United and Side Drafting Productions for being sponsors of mine, of course, and yeah, as well as JD Motorsports for allowing me to borrow their car, and yeah.
All right, man, 10-4. William, you're going to round yourself out in victory lane. We'll go ahead and see you as a chaser coming next week.
Hell yeah.
That's William Schmidt and number 79. We're going to go ahead and drag in our second place runner. That's 65, Ryan Kendrick. And Dewey, go ahead and take this one away.
All right, Ryan, you got a copy? Ryan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you were really close quite a few times. You were catching William on that last fuel run, and then the caution came out, and then you passed him, and the caution came out, and yourself 2 or 3 times, and then out of 4, you almost had him on that last green white checker. Do you think you would have gotten him if there were a couple more green flag laps?
Yeah, I think if there was maybe just like 1 more lap, I could have got him. But or even like just like 1 less green white checkered, and I think I would have got him. But yeah.
So you think I guess I'll ask it this way: do you think you would have caught him if that first caution didn't come out when he was still saving? Because he said he was going to run out in about turn 3 of the last lap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he would have ran out, it would have been, or if he didn't run out, it would have been close because I was catching him in maybe like 2 seconds a lap, and I think the distance was like maybe 8 seconds with like 3 to go or something like that. But it would have been like really close if the caution didn't come out. But yeah.
So you made the chase in all 3 series, which is a really good accomplishment. So I guess what race are you looking forward to the most in the Xfinity chase?
Where are we at next week? Or if you know, I'll look real quick. I have to say like maybe like oh, I don't know. I don't really like tracks.
Well, you're definitely consistent
I'll
enough.
go if I can make it there. But that's like 3 weeks away, 4, 5, I don't know.
Well, you're definitely consistent enough. I'm sure you'll do fine wherever we go. Before I let you go, any sponsors you want to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, Miller and Webster Motorsports, Vans, and just everyone for the season, and you guys again for putting on another season. But yeah.
All right, Ryan Kendrick, your second place finisher tonight and one of your 13 Xfinity Series chasers. Look out for him to make some noise.
Driver Ryan Kendrick, and we'll go ahead and drag in our third place finisher, that number 57, Corey H. Hartz, into the booth. Corey, you got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, man, a solid run, especially with your whole team. And yet again, Peak Performance Motorsports is just showing their stride here in iSCAR, and you and obviously a big entry for your whole team. You, Grayson, and I think it was Hartman who was the other car. Unfortunate for him, he just got wrecked out. But Hartz, talk about your run there, and during those before that green white checkered stint. How are you shaping there for that fuel run?
I mean, I wasn't too great. Wasn't too good on the fuel, so I did pit, and didn't take tires, which dropped me down to like 7th or 8th. But then, of course, with the green white checkered, I was able to make that back up clearly. So.
Have everybody a huge reset button as everybody took on 4 tires and filled it up with fuel and such like that. But how are you looking there for the restart? You were starting third most of the time, and you're holding off Glenn Bundren and your own teammate, Grayson Truxler, there for those final couple of laps.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I kind of surprised myself at the end. I felt pretty fast at the end, but I'll give Glenn credit. He was pretty good, and I honestly thought that Grayson would end up in front of me at the end of the race, but he didn't. So.
10-4, man. Of course, a solid run for your whole team. I think you're the owner, or either yep. Grayson is. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But yeah. Otherwise than that, how was the car out there during just overall?
It was tight. It was pretty awful to drive, if we're being completely honest. I mean, honestly, what felt the best was on one run. I stayed with the left side tires that I had and got right side tires, and that's honestly when it drove the best, because I guess the right sides were just moving a little bit faster than the left sides, and it felt like it could actually turn that time.
And you salvaged out a third place finish here for tonight, man. Obviously, good congratulations for your third place run here after 75 laps, or actually 89 laps at Michigan. Before we let you go, man, any sponsors want to thank you for tonight?
Myself, Corey Hartz Media, and then James Judgman created this amazing paint scheme. It looks phenomenal. And then I just want to thank my whole team for working with me, and we've quietly been a pretty good group of drivers. So thanks to all of them.
And for Corey H.R. is gonna round himself out up in third position. We'll go ahead and see you coming next week and towards your next race.
Thank you.
H. Hartz, and we'll go ahead and drag in the number 98 of Glenn Bundren. Bundren, I don't even know, but I'll have to go ahead and see. But refresh and Bundren, like no, he's 45th in points. So yeah, nothing Nothing to begin there, but we'll go ahead and drag him into the booth anyway. Go ahead and take this one away.
All right, Glenn, you got a copy?
Oh yeah.
Bless you. Whatever that was. All right, so you were one of the couple cars that was trying to save down at the end, but I guess once you got passed by Kendrick, you decided to pit. But besides the fuel saving, how was your car overall today?
We were good on our short run, just like with that long run that we had, it just went to crap. People were just passing me. I just couldn't turn in mid corners. And then whenever I was saving, I'm lucky that caution came out because I was a lap and a half short. So overall, we had a pretty okay Big Bloom mobile car. Just wish we could have finished P1.
Yeah, you had that spin mid-race too, where you ended up hitting the wall and got spun off the bumper of someone. But what do you think the key factor was in being able to recover from that and scoring a top 5?
Just had to persevere. Just look forward, keep your eyes ahead of you. I thought I was hitting the wall and mercy me over, but somehow I kept off the wall.
There you go. That's always a good strategy to employ. But so I guess you're 45th in points, so you're nowhere near the chase. But I think you are in the chase in one of the other 2 series. I'm not 100% sure on that, but either way, any tracks you're looking forward to for the rest of the season, or anything you're looking forward to in general?
Hopefully the regular season. The playoffs. My fault. The playoffs. Whatever track I'll try and work on and get better at.
All right. Before I let you go, any sponsors you want to thank for tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Vic Bloom, iRacing Media. They're on the car yet, but you guys for broadcasting, and Blaze McKinney for registering me for a session because I was not going to make it.
Good friend you have in there. Always good to have a friend like that. But Glenn Bundren, your 4th place finisher tonight. Look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Go ahead and drag in our 5th place run, 5th place finisher, that number 54, Grayson Strexler, into the booth. Grayson, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, again, we were just talking about with your team owner Corey, another solid run here to round yourself out again for another hectic iSCAR weekend. Your whole team finishing, not actually your whole team, but your owner and you finishing up in the top 5. Obviously, good momentum for your team. Maybe coming on to next season's chase, or you're looking forward to coming for these next few weeks after this 5th place run?
Well, I didn't have a good enough finish tonight to put me into the Xfinity playoffs, but I still got the Cup Series looking up for me.
Right, man, and of course, a lot of momentum in the Cup Series. But before we dive in, as overall into the next few weeks, how was your car out there tonight? At number 54.
It was tight. It was very tight. Everybody complained about it all race, and it just seems like it worked out for me and Corey towards the end.
Up and you round yourself out in 5th place. I saw a couple people take 2 tires. Were you one of the couple of drivers who elected with some 2-tire stop?
I think I took 4 tires at the end, but me and Corey tried with 2 tires throughout the race, and it didn't really make too much of a difference. You might lose a position or 2, but it seems like it worked for most people.
Okay. Very interesting. I know how 2 tires lined up with 4, but yeah. Well, obviously a nice solid run. You started yourself in 14th place and finished out 5th. Before I let you go, any sponsor want to take care for tonight?
Just thinking Corey and the whole team, we ran good before, Keaton died, and Jackson just got caught a few laps down, and Corey got 3rd, and you already talked with him. We had a good run as a team.
Definitely. Hopefully you'll carry that momentum up forward for these next couple of weeks. But yeah, Grayson Strexler running in 5th place. We'll go ahead and see you coming next race.
All right, see ya.
That being rounded out, congratulations to all drivers who finished wherever they are. Of course, congratulations to William Schmidt for the win here tonight at Michigan. Dewey, what'd you think of tonight's race?
The fuel strategy, this is probably one of the more... And we saw what happened in the Vegas truck race Friday night, but this one was much more entertaining than that one was. So it was pretty cool to see all the different strategies that were employed today and how it ended up pretty much working out for almost everybody. So it was overall, pretty cool race.
Yeah, definitely. And with that rounded out, we're tuning in for our next chase. Our fourth annual chase here for the iSCAR Xfinity Series, our third annual in the Truck Series, and of course the Cup Series running its first annual chase. You got any drivers you wanna look forward to? Who's gonna make it into round of 4?
Well, I would have said Eric Heater had he not pulled out of each of his respective chases, but definitely I think Ryan Kendrick is one to watch. I think he's one of the only drivers to make it in all.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and then I think Keaton's running in Cup, so he's definitely one to watch there. And Mo Rooney, of course, he's consistent every week, and Nick Miller also. So I'd say pretty much those 4. And you never know, maybe an underdog could, sneak their way to a title. We'll have to see, but those 4 are the ones I'll be keeping my eye out on.
That being rounded out, we thank you all for watching for the Michigan 150 iSCAR Peter Getty Graphics Design Series. We'll be back coming next week on Atlanta Motor Speedway on a 1.5-mile slippery oval. With that being rounded out, my name is Ezeckiel Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. Thanks for watching.